What is up guys, and welcome to another video. Now today's video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite Easter eggs within Red Dead Redemption 2. Before we get into the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and also go and check out my Discord. When Red Dead Redemption 2 online comes out, we will be using that a lot to invite different people to play different games with me. So the first Easter egg I ever found was right beside Van Horn Trading Post. It is actually a man-made mutant, and how you get there, it's just beside the train tracks. There's a road going literally parallel with the train tracks. There's a house. What you have to do is climb up to the second floor, in which there's a room, there's a broken window. You go through that, and then you find this creepy place. And like, you find some good stuff in there, but some of the stuff in that, Jesus Christ, it is so freaking creepy. The second Easter egg is up by Roanoke, and what you're gonna want to do is just wander around the forest. Doesn't get any scarier than that, folks. Like, honestly, you just go up there, you just run around, and all of a sudden you will start hearing some voices, and some of the stuff that you can pick out and you can understand what they're saying. Most of the stuff, it just sounds like very, very quiet whispering, and it's hard to recognize what they're saying, but then it is still very, very creepy. And I'm going to be using that word a lot because a lot of these Easter eggs revolve around sort of ghosts. You're going to see some other stuff later, which yet again is very, very cool stuff, but this type of stuff always freaks me the fuck out because it's just really freaking weird. But yeah, go up to Roanoke Forest, just wander around, and you'll start to hear different voices. The next two Easter eggs are around Blue Water Marsh, and what you're going to find is that if you travel around this area late at night, round about from midnight to say 5 o'clock in the morning, a lot of weird stuff will happen. Now the first thing that I found was a man just hanging there right beside the road. It wasn't covered that much, just a man being hung. If you go up to him and shoot the rope for him to fall down, what will happen is 3 of these people will spawn and they start chasing you with knives. No guns, nothing like that, just start chasing you with knives, in which you kill them. You can then read a note from the person that hung himself. On top of that, the second thing, and probably the one that's been talked about the most, is a woman in white with black hair just crying there. And when you walk over to her, you can greet her, I think 2 or 3 times, and it stops you. You get real close, you try and help her, and what happens is she just jumps up, I think she slashes at you with a knife, and then just runs away. Yet again, 3 people spawn, and I believe the people that spawn are called Nite Folk, but there's a lot of this stuff around there. What you'll find is on some of the trees, people will be hanging upside down, dead, just tied to a tree. A lot of this stuff goes on here. So yet again, and I'm going to keep on saying this because I love Easter eggs, and I always feel like there's more to them. There's got to be more to this with Nite Folk. It's not I think they talk about them in the story as well, but there's a lot of good stuff around Blue Water Marsh.
Ma'am? You alright? Ma'am? You're okay, ma'am. Talk to me. I'm not gonna hurt you. Shit!
The fourth Easter egg is up by Butchs Creek. Now, wondering about this, I think after you've completed the game, it might even do it with Arthur, I'm not too sure, but these people are not the friendliest of people, so I tried to keep my head sort of down and get round to this house. But once you get to this house, I think at 4 AM in the morning, between midnight and 4 AM, I think it does change at exactly 4 AM though, this red glow just sort of shoots up below the house. And I've heard different stuff about this. I haven't haven't got around to trying anything. I heard if you go and sacrifice a goat on one of these, you start hearing different noises. Never got around to doing it. As I said, these people are not the friendliest of people. I did try and get a goat. They started shooting at me. It's just the way it is. So haven't got around to sacrificing a goat. But still, yet again, seeing this light shoot up just below the house is a very, very weird one. The fifth Easter egg, and probably the second most favorite Easter egg of mine so far, is the ghost train. Now, if you head right across to the border of Lemoyne, what you'll find is around about 2 AM, you will see a ghost train. All you have to do is just wander up and down near the tracks, and eventually a train will spawn in and just go round. There's so much detail and everything, and it's freaking awesome when you see this for the first time. But what is the story of the ghost train? And that is why it's my second favorite, because it just asks so many different questions that go unanswered. I hope that somewhere in the Red Dead Redemption world there is something telling us about the ghost train. I do not know about it yet. If you do know the story of the ghost train, please leave it in the comments down below, because I'm just dying to know. This could potentially go to like my #1 favorite Red Dead Redemption 2 Easter eggs if I found out the story to the ghost train. The next Easter egg is the UFOs. Now, if you head just above Emerald Ranch, you will find this little house right beside some water, and it's real creepy. And I use that word again, but this time you go in, there's just skeletons. I think there's a couple bunk beds on the side with people laying on them. But if you go all the way up to the desk, you will find a letter, and the letter pretty much says that if you come back at 2 AM, you will find some green glowing lights. So if you do exactly that, you will find nothing waiting outside the house. But if you go inside the house and look up, you will get this green glow just sort of shining down of you. And normally the UFO stands there for about 30 seconds if you were to stay in the house that whole time. If you were to come out, the UFO will just fly straight up. The next one, if you head all the way over to Mount Sham, get to the peak of that, and around about a similar sort of time, maybe just hitting midnight, you will get to see another UFO just sort of flying about in the distance. Not as much of a close-up. That one will stay there for I think about 30 seconds to maybe 40 seconds. And then yet again, once that is done, that will just flow up as well. But I really feel like there is going to be a third and final UFO. Whereabouts that location is, I still do not know, but I am still consistently looking for that UFO, constantly trying to find it, because I do believe there is going to be one. I keep thinking that it's going to be all the way down round about Armadillo, but there is no evidence. It's just me guessing, hoping that there's going to be another UFO. The fact that there is two, to me, is a bit weird, but they're the UFOs. The last Easter egg is back over by Blue Water Marsh, and this one is by far my favorite one because of how in depth it is. It is to do with the ghost of Agnes Dowd. Now, she is referenced quite a lot throughout the game. In fact, when you go to your camp at Shady Bell, what you will find is that one day when you travel into the camp, you're going to have the Reverend talking about ghosts in the swamp, and he is referencing Agnes Dowd. On top of that, if you head to the back of the camp, you will find a tombstone which has the name of Agnes Dowd, and on that tombstone it says that she killed herself, as well as others, may her soul rest in peace, something along those lines. My question is, who else did she kill? But heading all the way back to Blue Water Marsh, you can get there on 16 different nights. As long as it is foggy, you will get 16 different audio clips, as well as seeing her of Agnes Dowd. Each one adds to her story of why she did what she did. I think the story pretty much goes is that she fell in love with a guy, the guy ended up cheating on her dad didn't like that, and I think her dad ended up killing him. Because she was so sad with the whole situation, obviously you would, she ended up killing herself. All 16 of the clips goes through the story as well as where she ended up killing herself, which sort of guides you to the tree where she did it.
Mother, you can be so unkind. So very unkind. It ain't like that. It ain't like that at all.
That is the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, in the comments down below, if you found anything more to build on top of the Easter eggs I've already shown in this video, or some other Easter eggs which you think are even better than the ones I did in this video, then leave them in the comments down below. If there are a lot of them, I am sure to do another video on Easter eggs in Red Dead Redemption 2. But anyway, for now, I'm going. See ya.